A thing serving as a physical or tangible representation of a fact. What fact? The fact that we were here. The fact that we were there. The fact that we had these things. We had them. We had them. The original people of the Americas. The so-called Negroes with the woolly hair and the feathered clothing. Why don't you find these pictures on Google? Because Google blocks Pinterest. That's what they're doing. They're blocking other websites also, like BitChute, Rumble. They're blocking them. You can type the title exactly. You're not gonna find it. I just typed something and then I missed one letter. Let me see. The Mauritius or right. I missed one letter. One freaking letter. When I looked, I was like, where the hell is that there? And then I typed the letter M. Poof. All of a sudden, you see the dude. Shit, they couldn't correct me. They always come, do you mean this? Or do you mean that? Do you mean LBG? Do you mean the rainbow skill? Do you mean this? They're going to ask you, what do you mean? Like, is this what you mean? This is what you're looking for? You got it right here? Here, boy. I got it for you. I'm going to find it. Just throw a ball. Right? But when you throw it, they throw a curveball at you, back at you. And then you be, huh? I don't know this word. Is the nigger? I don't know this word. I was programmed not to show you that. You know, so they're devils, and you should know that. You should know who you're working with. You should know that this is their world and we are in it. But soon it will be our world and they're gonna be in it, and then they're gonna be not. Obadiah 1:18. That's gonna be the fun part, you know. But we're gonna enjoy you while you're still alive. I'm looking at your daughters, and not on the Jeffrey Epstein tip, on a whole different one, a fully grown one, so that they can realize what the fuck they're going through. Yeah, that one. When your brain is goodly developed, so you know your surroundings. Because when you're about 11 years old, you don't really know your surroundings. You don't really know what the hell's going on. You know what I'm saying? Your mind cannot see further than that your eyes can. Your mind cannot think further than that your eyes can see. Now, if I say Japan streets, you can already imagine Japan in your head, because that's how far your mind is able to go. You see them neon lights and stuff like that. You can see it in your head right now, if you listen. And if you hear me. And a child, he doesn't know the next street, like the next block. He doesn't know, because they cannot think further than they can see. He can't imagine the street. Let's say this, right? Here, building blocks in there. What? No, streets. Street buildings. What? Okay, street buildings. Okay, cool. Now, let me see something. Okay, check this out. Let's say the child lives here, right? And then... Okay, let's say the child lives here. You live here with your children. Your children cannot think... They can't see here because they can't see it. They can't think of this street. There's a street behind there. I know for sure. There's 100%. There's let's say this street, it's here, right? Okay, the child cannot see this in their head. They can't. They're too stupid. I'm just making fun of them, but yeah, I like kids. But they can't see it. You can imagine. Let's say that, like I said, let's say here is this street, right? You can imagine this. You can see this in front of your head. You can see, but a child can't. So basically, yeah, they can think and you can, right? Let me go on. I lost my train of thought over there. I was too focused on this explanation, and I lost why I was explaining it. Wow, that's funny. Anyway, right. So all these things are people left behind, and okay, this is them. Edomites drew these things when they came to New York, which was then therefore New Amsterdam, because the Dutch people were the ones that made these things. And Mexico, Ohio, Peru, they're showing you what they found. And if you scroll down, Google, it's not showing you these things. Why? Because they're programmed. They're programmed not to do these things. Of course, this is new. You can see the coloring. This is old. Virginia Tobacco Indian. Oh yeah, you have it also in the Dutch also here. We're not typing this. The smoking moor. They put the Arab, but it says here the smoking moor. They're showing you what it is. Amsterdam. Overtone. Okay, you got these things. The cigarette magazines. You got this, the smoking moor again. You see the Dutch flag. This is what they are telling you. And then you see this thing here, the rolls of these cigars and stuff like that. Not cigars. I mean this one, this thing. These things here. They're telling you the smoking moor. They're telling you the morenos and stuff like that. They're telling you that. You see these with the Morian, the Dorok and the Morian, which is like Dutch, but another version of it, the Morian. And you have the moor, of course, but that's Pinterest again. The smoking moor, of course, they want to blast the Arab in your face. And these are the ones that introduced them to cigars, along with the so-called Asiatic-looking natives, which are Israelites too. But they remember, they made children with the Moabites, and they made children with the Ammonites, as you can see it here, for example, mingled. The holy seed, Ezra 2. Ezra 9, sorry. Ezra 9 and 2, actually, I'm looking for. No, that's not. That's not what I was looking for. It's Ezra. Ezra 9 and just 9. Now, the first one. Now, these are the things these things were done. The princes came to me, saying, the people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the lands, doing according to their abominations, even of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, and the Moabites. Sorry, the Ammonites, the Moabites, and the Egyptians and the Amorites. So, our people was just making babies with them all over the place and stuff like that, for they have given their daughters to themselves and their sons, and they have making the holy seed with the people and stuff like that. So that's what they was doing. But since then and afterward, when they flee to mixed multitude here, even in the book of Exodus chapter 12, even in the book of Exodus chapter 12, when we left Exodus chapter 12 verse 37, and the children of Israel journeyed to Ramses, from Ramses to Succoth. So where is that? Oh boy. Wait. Right. Okay, so you can kind of see here, Succoth to Pithom. So Ramses to Succoth, but Pithom is there. Ramses to Succoth to Pithom. Pithom is here somewhere too. I do remember that because I saw another map and I saw it there. And yeah. We built those two places, by the way, as you can see here. We didn't build all the pyramids, by the way. Not all of them. But we did build a few. Exodus chapter 1, verse 11. Therefore did they set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses, which is around here. What? Sorry, here. Here. It's here. If you look it up, you go see. Let me see. Pithom. Locations. Pithom. Here, Ramses there, and then Pithom is. Pithom is here. See, Pithom. Is here. For Ramses and Pithom, we made, as slaves, we made those things, those pyramids. We made those pyramids for them, treasure cities, which were pyramids, and it was cities, and it's more than just a few. If you go to Bing, here, Bing. If you go to Bing, and then you type in, let me see, treasure cities. Let me see. Egyptian pyramids. You will see better pictures, than Google, because like I said, Google hides certain things. and you had basically pyramid cities. It's photoshopped. Ain't no way. Yeah, it's Photoshop. I'm sorry, I don't know that. Yeah, they created that fakeness on purpose also to say like, no, that's Photoshop. Oh no, I mean, not even Photoshop. That's software, which they call AI and stuff like that. But yeah, places like this, you're not really gonna find this. You gotta really look hard for it on Google. You're not gonna find places like this. I think it's the first time you saw this near pyramids. I think it's the first time that you saw it because you probably don't go to Bing, so you probably are not going to see these type of pictures because you don't go there. You're not gonna see this because they're not showing you. They're only showing you what they want to show you. You had literally cities around there too, and they was doing things, and yeah, just Bing is like how Google used to be, you know, how Google used to be. It gives a lot of. This is underground. This is underground in China. These are the pyramids of China underground. See, they link you to stuff. Google is not doing that anymore. You know, you can find this out for yourself. I did a video about this also a while ago. Not too long, I think 2 weeks ago or something like that. But yeah, and these are the pyramids that are found in China. And here, of course, you're gonna find this, and here you're gonna find better pictures and more. Anyway, I already did a video about this, but going on to over here. So yeah, check Bing out. Bing is good too. Bing is good for searching pictures. So sorry, go on. Sorry, going on. No, it says here. Oh yeah, here. So it says here, Ramses and Succoth, about 600,000. About 600,000 on foot that were men beside children, and a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle. Now, if you look up this word, mixed multitude went up with them, then you would see, oh, it wasn't just the Israelites. Mixed multitude 37, 38, if I'm correct. Okay, mixed. Hebrews 61:54. Hebrews 61:54. Ibar. Arab. Yeah, Irab. Yeah. Wove. What is wove? Wove is when you wove clothing. What? The fuck, bro? Hey, them garbage things, man. Woven clothing. Woven. Definition. Weave. That's it. Weave clothing. And what is weave? Not the thing on your head. Weave is when you weave clothing together and make patterns like this because you wove it together. You wove it together. Right? Weave and wove. This is it. Because if you scroll down, well, it's going to say it here as mixed, interwoven, knitting material, not miracle, knitting material, mixture, mixed people, mixed company. So the word wove is mixed, is intertwined with each other, as you can see here. Or woof of linen and of wool, rather in this case. This is another chapter, of course, another verse where the same word is used, but here is used and the word in the English is changed. It's said mix, or else you wouldn't understand it. And then wove here, because you do understand it, because it's woven or weaved, weaving, weaving. Here it says it again. And a garment, or in the skin, either the wrap or in wove, which is weaving together. Wove, or of the skin, which is a garment again. And then we say somewhere else. Here it's used for mixed multitude again, because the prophet Nehemiah also shows you that. It says, wait, let me read it. Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 3. Now it came to pass, when they had heard the law, that they separated from Israel all the mixed multitude, because they was fucking around with them. That's what they was doing. And what are they going to do? They're going to do this. why are so many, why are they doing this? Why do a lot of US commercials have it's not just US, it's the Netherlands too, man. All over the place they have it. Do you ever notice how many commercials and TV shows of mixed races and stuff like, I don't appreciate interracial couples that not for the, because what they're doing is they're doing this on purpose, because what they're doing is they're doing this is what they're doing on purpose. It looks like a child. It looks like a child. Anyway, it actually looks like a child. I'm not kidding. It looked like a little girl. I always said that when I looked at this picture. It looks like a child. But yeah. Anyway, so what they're doing is they're pushing this. But you won't see you won't see this in their commercials. You're not going to see this. They're not pushing this. You're not seeing this. Or a East Indian woman with let me see, East Indian woman with a Vietnamese or something. Vietnamese? Viet? No. You don't see this. You don't see these things. What the fuck? You don't see these things, bruh. You know? You don't see this. Yeah, Google ran out of words. You don't see this. You don't see this in their commercials. They're not pushing this. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not important to them. You're not important to break. This is what they want. That this is what they want. That them. This is the one. This is the one. You're just the fuck toy. This is the main ingredient of the destruction of the nation of Jacob by the nation of Edom, because this is still my race. These two, they belong to my people. This doesn't. This doesn't belong to me. This belongs to them. This still belongs to us. This still belongs to us. This doesn't. These kids are fucked up. Matthew 13 speaks about you. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just telling you that it is the fact. This is going to carry our seed. It's still going to carry our seed. She's a tear baby, so they're fucking out of here, man. But this is what they push. This is an agreed. This is an agreed thing. You know, this is an agreed thing. And the racism that they have toward her is fake. It's fake. Because if they really wanted to put a stop to her, he would be the, how you call that female again? The Diana. He would be Diana, or he would be JFK'd if they wasn't really with it. Come on, man. These people are playing with you. Since when did the cave monkey just roll over and died? Because he didn't like something, and then he was like, oh, okay, it's okay, if you don't want it, then okay, you know, you're a grown man, you can do whatever. No, they're gonna off your ass off. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna off your ass off. They're gonna call you an officer. They're gonna make you into an officer. They're gonna off you. You know what I'm saying? But this is what they pushing in the commercials and stuff like that. Why? Because they want you to die. They want you to break up. And then it's not that I saw this commercial, which is the father is a Jake. Yeah, the mother is a Edomite in the commercial, and the father is a Jake. Okay, cool, good. This is not her end. If it's the other way around, this is a cave. No, this is a cave male, and this a Jake female. She that child would be bye-bye. But if it's this way around, it's not that the child is going to be destroyed. Matthew 13 explains to you about that. These are still the children of the kingdom. These are still the children of the Heavenly Father. But this child will grow up and not know which side they're on, because they're not going to be taught. And that's exactly what Nehemiah was fighting for. He beat the shit out of doofuses like this, because they're stupid. They don't know what the hell's going on. You know? He beat the stuffings out of them. Because they don't know. They don't teach their children also nothing about who the enemy is. And the child is torn between two races, and the child wouldn't know what the hell's going on. And therefore you have confusion, and therefore you have not a nation that sticks together, because they're going to be split. That's the point. That's the point of pushing this. That's why you will not see That's why you will not see this. You're not really gonna see this. Well, even Google isn't showing it. What East Indian? I don't know. He looked like an Arab. I don't know what he is. He well, could be East Indian. I don't know. But you're not gonna see it on the commercials. Maybe because I said it, it might pop up. But yeah, you're not going to see this, man, in the commercials because they're not focusing on you. You're not the main target. You're not. They're not afraid of you, man. They're not afraid of you. They're not afraid that you're going to be mingled and therefore unstable as a nation. Because, by the way, when you go to India, you don't see a lot of so called mixed breeds over there. I'll tell you that. When you go to India, when you go to these people, you don't see that, bro. You don't see that over there. Them Arabs, when you go to Arab lands, you don't see the so called interracial things. When you go to the Asiatic countries, if you go to, for example, like this is not no Indian person. She's Japhet. But if you go to Indonesia, it's more like it. Indonesia here, right? And this is India. This is Indonesia, right? Or Tibet. This looks like Tibet. Tibet, the clothing, something like that. Yeah, North Indian dresses. That's not North India, bro. Wait, no, that's not North India. Get out of here. These are some Asiatic people. But anyway, right. I don't know, what was I saying? Yeah, if you go to if you go to their country, you won't see it. If you go to Thailand, you will see them mix up with Edomites, but not a lot. There's too many of them, so you're not really gonna see that. You're gonna see them so-called pure. You're gonna see them all pure. But when you come to our places, that's when you get to see the bombardment. And then when you watch the documentary called, you're gonna understand what it is that they're doing. This is what you need to watch. I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. This is what you need to watch. You should watch 1, 2, and 3 separate because this is gonna take a long time. It's gonna take a few hours. So you just watch the 1 separately, 2 separately, 3 separately. You just watch that. Is it on YouTube? I dare you. It's not on. Definitely not on. What? Oh, what? This is on YouTube? You gotta be kidding me. This? Ain't no way this is on YouTube. I do see Russian, so I don't think it's on. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is on YouTube, man. I don't know. I'm looking at it like it does say YouTube there. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I'll tell you that. Israel at war. Let me see something. Hey, did they change the stupid outlook of YouTube? I'll change it back. Ooh, I'll wait. I'm not gonna watch it like that. I hate that. So I'll change it. I'll find some kind of thing to change it back to the original status as it was. But anyway, so yeah, here you can see what they're doing. I know it because of the scriptures, but here you can see it in the physical form what they're doing that that is in sync with the scriptures. This. I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. But anyway, our people left artifacts behind, as you can see here. They left artifacts behind that would show what they have been doing. Let me show it again. So, Wisdom of Solomon 2:9. Let us not let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness, his luxury, like basically the pleasures of life and having all the beautiful things, like the YOLO mindset. This is the YOLO chapter. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place. So they left behind, for example, artifacts. And what type of artifacts? Okay, this is the Dutch depiction of a Native American Moor, as you can see here in a Dutch street. Which I put somewhere here, I think. Probably clicked it away. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So our people left things behind in order for to these are tokens. What does it mean, token? The definition of the word token. A thing serving as a visible or tangible, something that you can touch, representation of a fact. What fact? The fact that we were there. This is Germany. We ruled Europe. But it's not that we were dressed like this in Europe. No, these people went to South America because they was there too. They went to South America and then they had these things, and then they took them, and then they put it up in their museums and stuff like that. And this is a flag with the woolly hair, and then they changed it. For example, they had, this is what it looked like back in the days with the woolly hair and stuff like that, and then they changed it into this one. But this is not the Dutch. Oh yeah, this is the Surinamese flag. So it says flag of Dutch colony of Suriname. It used it, but this is of course modernized, as you can see it. But then they changed it into this one, coats of arms of Suriname and stuff like that. So there's a country where I'm from. This is what they had, but then of course in the older version, Google ran out of words. Of course, this is modern day drawings. You can clearly see that with the colorings and stuff like that. I'm trying to look for the old one. Let me see. This one. That one. This one. This is the flag of Suriname. When they colonized us, they put this as our flag, because that's what they saw there. These people, dark skinned people, dressed up in feathers clothing and stuff like that. They did see that. That's why they have there things like this in the Dutch streets and stuff like that. But slowly but surely, they're hiding stuff. But Pinterest is a different breed, because Pinterest is individual people uploading stuff that they found themselves. So it's uncontrollable for the devil, the race of Satan. They can't hide it. So their best way to fight it is to block it. You can't. I ain't showing you. You're not coming up on my radar when somebody types it in. You know, I'm not gonna show you. I'm not gonna reference you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. You have different buildings in Europe, Venice, for example, Italy. You have places like this. You'd be like, what the fuck? I didn't know that. Yeah, because they're not gonna tell you. You know, and because people go there and then they take pictures of these things and then they upload it, because people go and travel and they want to share these things, and then they will tell it. They'll tell on you. You know, the voyage of him here. Anyway, you see these things. You don't see these things in America. They're not there. They're not there. You don't see things like this. Well, this is New Orleans, if I'm correct, because it says it right here. But things like this you won't see. Some of them are in private sectors even. You know, you won't see royalty like this. You won't see more statues like knights like that. You know, the Black Knight is not because his suit was black. Fuckers. You know, it's not because his suit was black. Of course, they're going to beat up the nose. Philip II, which is a king. Of course, they're going to bust up the nose. And, yeah, here's here more. Man, there's so many things. I'll put this link in the description box. And Pinterest, sorry. It's almost infinite. Look here. You know, somebody found this picture somewhere. And then they, pardon. And then they, look, the Dutch flag thing. The red, white, blue. America. In the Morian. You know, you had these things, the more coats of arms. You know, you had all these things that they had back in the days. This is of indigenous American woman. Of course, you have so many things, man. But Pinterest is the place to go if you want to find these things. Which is Mary London. They had these things drawn. So here you have this. Ancient times, you can clearly see that this is when they only had black and white pictures. Right? Stories about the Hebrew man, that's the moor that went with Columbus to go to America to talk to the natives over there because they spoke Hebrew. That's why you have them Hebrew things found over there, them Hebrew tablets. Anyway, I'm about to wrap this up. Now, you can find it out for yourself. Click, 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 and stuff like that. All I have to do is give you just one link, actually. And then you're going to go down the rabbit hole. Which is Dutch? This is Dutch? The Black Dutch, right. So they're telling you that we were there, here in the Netherlands, Utrecht. Which is Utah in the English. Utah. Yeah, because these people had Utah. They had it. They're the ones that gave the Americans Utah, because the Dutch had land over there too. Here was in Europe, the kings, the royalty of Europe. Do you think that they was gonna draw these things, instead of making mockery out of us like they do in America? There they make mockery out of our people. But all throughout Europe, you find stuff like this. But you're not really gonna find it. You have to go out and search. I don't have the money to travel to all these places. That's why the Heavenly Father set up the internet for me to be able to travel without traveling. How about that? How about that? I went to so many countries in my life, but not in the physical form. I went to all these countries, man. In the physical form, I did go to a few, but yeah, here you have another one. Do you think that they will actually make this, man? Like make a statue like this, man? You really believe that, man? You really believe that? You really think they love us so much, man? You had a German knight, right? In Germany. In 1915, sorry. Come on, man. That was when the come on, man. Hey, you know, when the American slave descendants, they was doing more bad than they're doing now physically, but still you had royalties over here until the late 1900s, man. You had royalties over here. Meanwhile, they're teaching you this in America only. They're Israelites too, but they was not the only one. That's the point. And when you look at Brazil, I did a video on that also, which shows you that they are on purposely putting the so-called light-skinned ones in view, in the view of the commercial world, so that you will think it's only them. But when you actually go to Brazil, you're gonna see something else. You're gonna be like, I didn't know so many dark-skinned people here. What the fuck? Yeah, that's what's up. I don't think I need to be here. What is this? Oh yeah, the Monsanto fake thing and stuff like that. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna just leave it at this one here. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the description box, the links in the description box, so you can check it out for yourself. You have the California ones, you have the American ones, Malaysia. Yeah, these are not our people. What? You do have our people there, but I'm not sure if this one is one of us. Yeah, these people. The Dutch had these things also. Let me see if I can see it. You had the Cleveland Indian mascot. He was a mascot. So in the 1925, you know, they had us like that, walking around like that there, showing us as those things, as what it is. Africa and America. In Africa, they also was wearing these type of clothing, and I remember that I remember. Wait, a lot of painters did these never saw a native from the Americas. Oh, that's what he means. Because these people went to the people of America, and then other people went to, of course, this is Africa. The Edomites went there, drew these things, came back and started sharing these things in Europe, and other ones went to America, and these people did not see each other. And then when they came together, they never came together, by the way. Internet brought these two pictures together, and then now we can see, like, wait a minute, they look the same. They kind of look the same, you know. So anyway, but I'm not 100% sure if that's the truth on what this guy is saying. That's Haitian on the right. Yeah, it looked like Haiti, but it's not Haiti. Anyways. So you had I saw a picture that they whited. Is it? They whited it. This is it then? Is this it? Right, this one. A new description of California by order of the Lords whatever proprietors. But anyway, what they're doing is they're changing history, because what they're doing is they're making it into them, as if it's like only them. No, because when they came and drew these things, they drew dark-skinned people with woolly hair. You know, and these things when they came, the Native Americans looked like this, and then we killed them. What? Okay, so what was that? Click on this, right? Is that showing? Oh. Right, you had this, but if you look around, look, literally the woolly hair. But if you look around, then they will show you the ones of the natives. I don't have to put it. You know it for yourself, man. You know the pictures for yourself. You know, they used to hang the shit out of them too. Goddamn devils. You know, but anyway, Hernando de Soto shows you that they in the movie you see that he was running with a not with kind of from how you call that thing again in the movie Apocalypto that Mel Gibson created. You had these type of things going on. These type of things going on. You can clearly see that these are old pictures, old paintings, sorry, which were hand drawn. Here, if I'm correct, this was Germany. They're showing you what they found. America, but I think this was in Germany, if I'm correct. King George crown had feathers on it. The European, yeah. So now let me see something. Of course, this was from South America, but if I'm correct, this statue is in Germany. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, or somewhere in Europe. Somewhere in Europe. Right. I can try and find it, but I never tried to find it anyway. So. I just look at it and I look at the buildings behind and I think like, well, that looks like Germany. It looks like it. You know, so yeah. Anyway, enough of this. So with that, Mississippi Indians. So don't let them lie to you. Okay? Because I also didn't know this. I also didn't know this. It's through the internet I know this. I didn't know this. I didn't know these things. I definitely didn't know this. Without the internet, I wouldn't know. This is Suriname, so I do know this. But my cousin looks like that, actually. Female cousin, of course. Looks like that. Let me see something here. This is not this is not Mexico. She's not from Mexico. Right, you have people like this living in Mexico, man. I didn't know that. Of course I didn't know. I never went to Mexico, but now I have the internet. No, damn sure as hell no. People like they look like people in Suriname. I'm telling you this. They look like a girl from Suriname that I know. You know? So you see them there. Look at Suriname. Yeah, I can't really find pictures. So here. Look like a so-called Negro, but it's not. Their hair is also curly. Not all of them have straight hair like this, for example. No, we don't have that shit. Not all of them. A few do, of course, but not all of them. Not all of them do. Some of them have curly hair, and yeah, some of them have these type of hair, the straight hair, but not, like I said, not all of them. Some of them have, yeah, some of them have this, but some of them have the, let me see. No, not that one. This one, for example. And so then I'm saying, yeah, we'll see. It's kind of irritating, but yeah, see the hair. Some of them got the curly hair. Some of them got the straight hair. So it's, but the point of this is not, it's they're fucking lying to you. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. You know, they want to make it seem as if all of them have this type of stuff. No, no, no. They're lying to you. They're liars. They're all about lying. They're all about creating something so that you can basically fall. That's why they're the devil. And you have to understand that. You need to know who you're dealing with. You need to know who they are and what they're capable of doing. That's not no Indian. Because, yeah, they also hide them because they made the name intertwainable. So when you type in Indian, you get them. You get coolies. You get East Indians. This is Japheth. This is Japheth, man. You got them there too. Japheth is there too, man. Let me just leave it at that then. I think it's done, right? Because I'm making it too much now. Yeah. You got these types, you got these types. Of course, this one is modernized, as you can see here. You know, that's when and they from the Netherlands too, because I see their clothing. They from the Netherlands, but yeah, but they go back there, of course, for vacation's sake. Of course, you got these ones too, which these are the Moors, Morenos. They call them all kind. But you would call them Moors. Of course, this one straightened their hair. These ones didn't, of course. Yeah, man. So they got the same. They got the not same. They got the ancient attires on. Until this day, they actually, some of them dress like that. But now, sometimes more as a tradition. But when you go deeper into the land itself, then you will 100% see them walking like this in a daily clothing. It's not no, it's not no thing for parade. It's literally, this is why they dress. They got their things on, their bras and all that there, you know. That's how they walk every day, walking on. That's how they walk. That's how they do their things. That's how they live, you know. So they're blocking a lot of our things that we don't know and find out, but through the internet we can find out these things. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the Heavenly Father is doing, exposing all the damn lies that these Edomites have been doing for centuries. But now it's getting, the Most High is opening up the floods of truth so that it is easier for our people to be convinced that we are those people, you know, that we are those people that the scriptures is talking about. Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.